What's up, everybody? We have Tim, and Tim has been crushing it in sports cards recently. How are you doing today, Tim?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So, a few questions just to tell the audience, students, whoever might be watching this. Let's start off simple. So, before joining the program, what was your experience with sports cards and making money online, I guess, in general? Like, did you do it? Did you not do it? Did you know anything about it? Like, give me the rundown.
Making money online, nothing at all. I guess sports cards was a hobby. I have a couple boys that love sports cards, and we, pulled packs and things like that. And I guess just collected them for fun. But as far as like using it as a way to make money, no experience at all before
Got
Major
it.
League Profit.
Okay, cool. So you joined Major League Profits, and what would you say is like the biggest surprising thing you've learned about making money in sports cards? Like, what do you think is the biggest surprise up to this point?
I would just say just the money that you can make by finding a card that somebody's selling ungraded or raw, and putting in the effort to find that good card and doing it yourself. So I'm amazed at the profits that can be made. That card graded.
It's a crazy world, man. Sports cards is a crazy world. And I know we were just talking about this, but how much money have you made? So I guess I'll have a few questions, but like about how much money have you made recently in terms of like profits?
Yeah, in the last month, right around $3,500 or so.
Okay, so 3,500. And walk me through that. What were you doing to make that money?
Bugging Skylar and using my coach to death. I mean, like they say in the program, I fall into the trap too. I mean, my board showed me a cool card that might be cool, but just doing the research and the steps, is this card going to be gradable? Is it going to be one that you're able to times your money on? That you kind of have to take out the collecting for fun sometimes versus, doing it to make money. And that Skylar's been awesome with that. And sometimes, this card's not going to be one that you're going to make your money back on and, make 2 or 3 times on. So it's probably not one to buy right now.
Yeah, 100%. The coaches, it's like Ryan James once put it in a good way. He said, the program, it teaches you a bunch of things, but really the point of the coaches is helping you avoid landmines, avoid making tragic mistakes. It's about not making mistakes. That's really the game. And okay, got it. Now, what card have you made the most amount of money on in terms of or what card do you want to just talk about? What was it? How'd you find it? Did you get it graded? What'd you sell it for? How'd you sell it? Give me the rundown.
The one I made the most money on was a Santa Claus. Down one.
Walk me through it. What'd you pay?
I paid $305 for it. Got it graded. They graded PSA 10. I sold it here at a show locally for $1,300.
Someone actually gave you $1,300 for that card.
Yeah, I mean, the comps were between $1,300 and $1,700 for a PSA 10, and there was very, very few of them around.
But when I think of someone buying a card, you buy people like us, right? We buy a card, we get it graded, and we sell it to let's say it's a card of Kenny Pickett. I envision the person's buying that card because they think Kenny Pickett's going to be a good player. But do they think Santa Claus is going to have a good Christmas or something? I don't really understand. But maybe he thinks it'll go up. I'm not exactly sure. But I mean,
the second one was a Justin Fields black and white checkerboard.
What'd you pay on that? What'd you sell it for?
If you're enjoying the content of the video and want to learn how to make a side income with sports cards, I spent the past 3 months putting together a training to show you exactly how it's done in detail. Sports cards has allowed me to live a life beyond my wildest imagination, and I'm thankful for the hobby every single day. That is the reason I teach sports cards, and I am so passionate about it. At the end of the training, we offer a paid program where you can work closer with me. However, I don't want you joining until you've watched the free training I put together. It will show you exactly what's inside the program and how to make money with sports cards, and from there, you can make an educated decision. So if you'd like to sign up for the free training, either scan the QR code on the screen or text Eric to 631-544-7005 or click the link in the description. Just to repeat it, you can either scan the QR code or text Eric to 631-544-7005 or click the link in the description. Now let's get back to the video.
Well, I guess that was I bought that in a pack, sold it for 11. But I have a Sam Howell that's like the times most. I bought it for $40. Got it graded to 10, sold it for $250. So that was
Nice.
as far as making your investment back times some, that's probably the best card I've had.
Nice. So the Santa Claus card. So you paid $350 and then you bought it on eBay?
Yeah.
And then you got it graded and then you sold it for $1,300 in cash?
Yep. At a card
And then
show here.
how long did that process take? When you bought it to when you sold it?
Probably about 6 weeks, I suppose, around there.
Sweet. Do you have more Santa Claus cards in the queue?
I've been looking for them. I haven't found any for that deal yet. I mean, there seems to be a niche market around here, especially for the Donners downtowns. I bought a Bo Jackson one that I paid $200 for it, sold it that same show to the same guy for $550. So it was a pretty good card as well.
Yeah, sick. That's pretty sick. And I guess what's your vision with sports cards in the future? Like I guess better question is, how has it helped you, or how will it help you? Like what will you do with the extra money? Just keep reinvesting? I don't know, go on an extra vacation? I don't know. You tell me. I'm curious.
I mean, reinvesting for sure. I mean, I think that, well, it's helped me in a couple ways. One, like I said, my kids love it, and it's been a way for us to bond together and to learn business and learn. One of the first videos I watched with you talked about college and the things like that, and it really got me thinking, like, you can have a program like this where you don't spend nearly as much money and you can make your money back 10 times more. And just learning the business side of it from you and Skylar and helping my boy do that. And the same thing, like, we don't want to stop. I mean, we're starting to ramp up more. I've got a little bit of profit where we can get some higher priced cards. We've started to look at ways to sell them on our own versus just eBay all the time to cut, those fees out of it.
Yeah. I could tell you it's a battle. Like, selling through eBay and like outsourcing it, your margins are smaller, but you do it yourself, your margins are bigger. So it's like, which way do you want to go? If you want to maximize your money, which is usually what I do, honestly, I like to sell stuff myself. So yeah. And it's funny. You mentioned the whole college thing. Like, you think about college in a nutshell for a second, like, you shell out like 50, 60, 80K, whatever it is, to like start making money in 4 years. Like, imagine if this coaching program, I told you, hey, pay us, but you have to make money in 4 years. You have to wait 4 years. You'd be like, hell no, I'm not doing that. But people do it anyways for college. It's going crazy debt to do it. So it's funny when you think about it.
Right.
And
we just want to keep going and using it to. It took me a while for my boy to see the light. Like, he was pretty skeptical about it first. He's like, what in the hell are you doing? Like, spending your money on this? Like, why can't you do it on your own? But then when he realized, that I've gotten better at looking at a card and things like that, he's definitely, became more interested, asked a lot more questions about it. So it's definitely something to learn and keep your opinion open. You can, grow for sure.
Yeah, 100%. It's like the cost of doing it yourself. Like, it took me like 3-4 years to finally kind of figure things out when I started. So it's like, what's all that time and lost money while you're doing the whole trial and error thing worth? Like, that's the question you have to ask yourself. Like, can you figure it out yourself? Probably. But like, what's, a few years worth to you? That's like the question you have to ask yourself when investing into like a program. And last question I'll leave you off at, obviously you've had pretty good success. What do you think's your secret? What would you tell yourself? What would you tell the Tim that, even though it might say Scott on the Zoom, by the way, but his name's Tim. I don't know, just as a heads up for the people watching this. But what would you say? What would you tell yourself when you first joined the program? Like, what advice would you give to yourself now that you know now?
Don't reinvent the wheel. Like, I mean, like you said, you've made the mistakes. You've done the work to put the program in place. Follow it. Like, there's a roadmap there to success. I mean, the videos and the things that you made are second to none. I've tried a couple other things like that and failed just because I don't think the infrastructure was in place or the support. And I guess that was one of the first things I had before I joined the program, is like, is this legit? And everything's there to help you succeed if you just follow the wheel, follow the steps.
Yeah,
do what the map 100%. Is there for you.
Yeah, my whole idea when like making all those videos and making the program is like, how can I make this so cut and dry, like anyone can follow it, like simple, do this, a Google Doc attached to it. These are the steps how to do it, like very simple and streamlined. And like it's funny because there's a lot of other things I could talk about in the program, like about cards and history of cards and all this shit that doesn't matter. But I only put the stuff in there like just like, what do you need to know to make money? That's it. That's the way to do it. But Tim, I appreciate you coming on, man. I'm gonna put this testimonial everywhere in the Discord, Facebook group. So don't be surprised if you get some messages from people asking, "Damn, man, how'd you do that?" Yeah, Tim, I appreciate it.
Awesome, thank you.